Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Top 5s, the only weekly Top 5 show in snowboarding. In this week's episode, we're going to be looking at the Top 5 hidden gems for 2020. That's right, we rode a lot of snowboards, and these are the boards that aren't going to be super hyped, but you should be keeping an eye on. Number 5. The Ride Algorithm. This board replaces the Machete GT, which was a giant fucking turd of a snowboard. And if you don't believe me, you can go back and check all my past reviews of the Machete GT because it consistently said it was a turd. That board had overstayed its welcome. The Algorithm has come in and replaced it, and it's amazing. It was a board that I got on and I didn't want to get off of. It's something you can ride the whole mountain on. It's playful where you want it. It's got power where you need it. Basically, it's an all-mountain freestyle board that anyone can ride and it doesn't suck. Whereas the Machete GT was pretty much the board people bought and then they regretted their decision, but they would tell you how great it actually was. Number 4, the Yes Jackpot. Now, this board seems to be understated by a lot of people at how versatile it is and how awesome it is to ride. It's got a slightly wider platform to it. It's got a mellower cam rocker to it, so it's a little bit more playful. It's a freestyle board that you can ride around the rest of the mountain. And this thing, it just doesn't disappoint. It's one of those boards that you can go from chasing POW in the morning, riding park in the afternoon, and everything in between. It's kind of like a low-grade quiver of one with a little bit more of a freestyle focus. And I think with the Yes lineup, they really push other boards. And going into 2020, they're going to be hyping other decks in the line, added new boards to their lineup, but the Jackpot is tried and true, and that's why it's a hidden gem and something that maybe you should be considering. Number 3, the Nitro Dropout. Let's say you had a Nitro SMP, but you found it too unstable, a little too chattery, it was bucking you around, and you wanted something a little stiffer with a little more drive. That's where the Dropout comes in. Now, with Nitro having that whole quiver line, this board gets overshadowed. This was one of their boards out of the 9 or so that I tested. Might have been 11. I can't remember. I wrote a lot of stuff last year. But out of all the boards from them that I tested, this was the one that I didn't want to get off of. I got to ride it in a heavy POW day, and this thing slashed amazingly. And when I got on a groomer, it would rip a carve and hold on. It's got a lot of amazing tech into it that's proprietary to Nitro, and it's just got a really solid ride. It's playful enough that if you wanted to go hit park with it, you could, but it is a directional free ride board. It's one of those decks that's just super versatile that you can really utilize if you're getting into more of that free ride aspect of riding, but you still spend 20% of your time in the park. And, you know, I rode a lot of boards, like 119 boards for 2020, and this one stands out as one I want to buy. So if I want to buy it, that should probably say something to you if you're looking at it. Number 2, the Capita Simulator. That's it right back there. Yeah, you're looking at it, I know. Anyways, basically, Spring Break got rid of the twin. Capita picked it up, gave it a new tip shape, and this is what you got. This board is playful and fun. It's a park board you don't want to get off of. And the reason I feel it's underrated is you're going to see more hype for the Super DOA and the DOA, even though I feel that this is actually a better freestyle board. My personal takeaway on it, just buy 3. It's just an amazing fucking board. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to send that back to Capita. I might just send an envelope full of money and be like, I'm keeping it. It's mine. And that's how it's going to be. That's how much I loved this board. Honorable mentions. The Yes Globe NSB, which is actually the basic Decade. Now, last year that board sold out and had a lot of hype. This year they changed the name on it because obviously they've been around 11 years and not a decade anymore. I don't think people are realizing that this is the exact same board, so that's why it's a hidden gem for this year. The GNU Finest. You like asymmetrical? You like playful? Here you go. And the number 1 best hidden gem snowboard for 2020, the Niche Maelstrom. Now see, Niche kind of falls through the cracks when you look at all the other brands out there. They make some great stuff. They're eco-friendly. They know how to build a good snowboard, and they're going out of the Kyle factory, which also makes Burton. So this board in itself is the quintessential Rad Dad board. It's not a twin. It's kind of an all-mountain free ride-ish board. It's got a little bit of taper, but you can still get freestyle with it. This is a board that when I looked at it, I was like, I'm probably not gonna like it. It was the best board from them that I've ridden, and it's the best board from them to date that I've ridden. But because the size of the brand and with the constriction of snowboard media and stuff, I don't think a lot of people are going to realize that this is something they need to be looking at. And that's why it's a hidden gem. This was a board that blew me away, so much so that when I was on the chairlift, I was texting the owner of Niche and telling her how great this was. And the guys that helped design this, Jordan and Todd, they really, really need to be applauded for their efforts in how they made such a versatile ride. This board was phenomenal. So if you're looking for something that not everyone's gonna have, and it's probably not gonna sell out, but it's gonna be an amazing board, this is like the quintessential quiver of one, Rad Dad, all mountainy, little more emphasis on the mountain side of things board you need to be looking at. Like, I can't stress that enough. This is a deck that you should be seeking out. I know the review hasn't dropped, but when it does, go watch it. You're gonna enjoy it. This has been Top 5s, and I've been your host, Avran LeFeber. I'll still be your host, but I've been your host. I want you to know that, because some people think I'm retiring. I'm not. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. And if you really want to support us and you want to get our product reviews early or just see what we're working on behind the scenes, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here, but I got a whole video over there that explains it. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in another video.